the back shoulder fade, end zone. Touchdown.
Saturday will be the first time the Aggies have played in Boise since this game in 2018, when the Aggies came up short 33-24. Welcome to ATV Sports. My name is Robinson Miles. After an offseason of uncertainty, Utah State football will kick off on Saturday. Practice has been going since September 28th after the Mountain West Conference announced its plans for an 8-game football season. Starting practice so late means no spring football and a much shorter fall camp, which makes preparing for the season a lot harder.
It's almost like you were taking a class that was a difficult class in college, and you forgot when the final was, and all of a sudden you realize the final was tomorrow, so you're cramming all day long to get ready.
In preseason polling, the Mountain West picked the Aggies to finish 4th in the Mountain Division. However, the conference released that poll before its plan to play the season without divisions. Now the two teams with the best record will play for the conference title regardless of division. The Aggies will benefit from returning talent after losing marquee players Jordan Love, David Woodward, and Tipa Naliai. 11 starters returned from last season, 6 on offense and 5 on defense. Head coach Gary Anderson is starting his second season of his second tenure at Utah State, but that's one of the few things that hasn't changed about the football coaching staff.
This is how the coaching staff looked last season. Secondary coach Mike Caputo is now a defensive assistant at Baylor. An offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Mike Sanford is now with the Minnesota Golden Gophers as their offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Inside linebackers coach Justin Anna still coaches the inside linebackers, but is no longer the defensive coordinator. Stacy Collins went from running backs to secondary, and rather than being the special teams coordinator, is now co-defensive coordinator with Frank Maile, who went from tight ends to defensive line, which is no longer the position group being coached directly by Gary Anderson. The Aggies have brought in Dave Schramm, former offensive coordinator at Weber State, as the running backs coach. Rock Bellantoni, who is the interim defensive coordinator and linebackers coach at Washington State, as the new tight ends coach and special teams coordinator. And Bodie Reeder, who is the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at North Texas, to do the same with the Aggies. Utah State is one of 3 teams in the country to change its offensive, defensive, and special teams coordinators in each of the last 3 years.
The Aggies will start the season in Boise against the reigning Mountain West champions. This was the Aggies' game last season against Boise, when the Broncos came away with a big victory, 56-21. Boise State ended last season with a 12-2 record compared to the Aggies' 7-6. Boise leads the all-time series 19-5, and the Aggies haven't beaten them since 2015. Utah State head coach Gary Anderson is 0-4 all-time against the Broncos, 0-3 with USU, and 0-1 as the head coach of Oregon State. The 4A high school football playoffs are now set. 2 local teams will play this weekend on Friday the 23rd. Number 14 ranked Logan will host number 19 Hurricane, and number 17 Mountain Crest will play at number 16 Desert Hills. The other 3 local teams have a bye this week and won't play until October 30th. Now you're ready for all the football coming up this weekend. Back to you, Ting Yu.